Hi, this is Renaud Joran, and I'm going to cover the most common compliance requirements for selling in the EU and the USA for electromechanical products only. And this is module 2 about electrical safety. So the first thing I really need to emphasize is that you need to be aware of the product-specific standards, the technical standards that apply to your specific product. Okay, this is really the foundation of electrical safety compliance. Okay, so for example, IEC from the International Electro-Technical Commission 62368-1 is applicable for safety of electrical and electronic equipment, including audio-video products, IT products, business and office machines. So this is a very wide range of products. Okay, but then let's look at another one, IEC 60335-1. This one is also very wide about electrical appliances for household. Okay, but in addition to the very wide types of requirements, it also comes with -2, -1, -2, -3, -4, 10, 15, 20. Okay, for various types of products. So this one is a much finer grain in terms of products targeted. So for example, -2 is for vacuum cleaners, -6 is for ovens, 15 for water cookers, and it keeps going on and on and on. Okay, so you need to be aware of the logic, of the standards that apply to your product. Okay, so as I mentioned, most of these technical standards are developed by IEC, but not only the IEC. Okay, and a lot of these IEC standards are then used, republished in the EU and republished in the USA and by some other national sort of publications, right? So for example, IEC 62368-1 that we mentioned before, in the EU is referred to as ENIEC 6035, okay? And in the US, it's republished by UL, Underwriters Laboratories, UL 62368, okay? Sometimes in the EU, it's EN instead of ENIEC, even though it's developed by the IEC, in my understanding. Okay, with that out of the way, it's very important. These technical standards provide guidelines on how to design the product with the appropriate safeguards, okay, to really understand what are the hazards and then to design with the right safeguards. Okay, so when designing the product, engineers should follow these guidelines. And also these standards provide the method for testing the products and what is a pass, what is a fail. Okay, they provide the standard really for confirming that a product is safe, at least at the level that is usually acceptable. Okay, now let's look into some regulations, starting with the low voltage directive, which applies in the EU and the UK to most electrical equipment. There is a certain band of voltage rating. Okay, but most products fall into this band. Now, some products fall under the band, like some solar panels and some other things that are battery operated. But then, if they are sold together with the charger, the power supply unit, or something like that, that plugs into the wall, then they will fall. The whole product will fall under this low voltage directive. So when we talk about electrical safety, we talk about the risk of an electrical shock, but also fire, skin burns, radiation. There's a lot of different risk, different types of energy that can be transferred to users and hurt them. Okay, so this is the kind of risk that the LVD tries to address. Now, a few FAQs. Can a product be certified to LVD? No. A past report from a ISO 17025 accredited lab, of course, is very highly suggested. Electrical safety is extremely important. If your product plugs into the wall, for example, that's really not something you should take lightly. Okay, but really, in this case, the general logic of CE marking in general for what they consider not very, very high risk product is that the manufacturer, which if you are the importer and you put the product on the market with your brand, you are considered the manufacturer. Okay, the manufacturer is responsible for doing proper risk assessment and taking the right measures. Okay, and yes, LVD is linked to CE marking, and it comes with a declaration of conformity and a whole technical folder, not just the CE marking on the product. The sort of equivalent in the USA is what people call certification to UL standard. It's a bit of a misnomer, okay? Currently, there's a whole lot of accredited labs that have their own marks that are exactly at the same level legally as the UL mark, okay, as I explained here. But still, UL is the publisher of most of the standards, so people still say UL standard. So this is a federal law in the USA, and if your product gets plugged into an AC electrical outlet and it is for use in the in a workplace, then it's a must. Okay, it is mandatory to have the UL mark or the mark of one of these other NRTLs. That's what it's called, right? Recognized testing labs. Okay. In other cases, for example, if it's sold for people to use in their homes and so on, of course, it's highly advised. I mean, you don't want people to die or being shocked to death or have a fire starting and things like that. Okay. Retailers also very often ask for it, or insurance companies for liability insurance, for example. Okay, just a few tips here. If you can, if it's an electronic product that you sell, try to just provide a USB-C cord. Don't sell the charger, or you sell the charger but pick an off-the-shelf charger that is pre-certified. Okay. And that's it for the quick overview of the main compliance requirements, again, about electrical safety for electromechanical products.